Hello everyone and welcome to part 3. Let me explain something first. As you can see, we made one FSM and it's on Game Manager, and you can see here this little icon. This is Playmaker icon, and as you can see, Playmaker automatically adds this script here. This is basically backend of what we see here. All of this is written in the code, but it's done automatically by Playmaker. And if we would check the code of this script, we would see that it has all of these connections in it, but just written in the code. So basically, what I want to show you, let's just make one example FSM just for the fun of it, and you can see it was added in here. And if I remove this component, the FSM gets removed, So what we do is, if we add a new FSM, we basically add a component to that game object. In this case, it's Game Manager. Okay, the next thing we will do is, you can see it's getting a bit clustered here, so we will resize this Playmaker window a bit up, and now you can see that our game window is a bit small. So what we will do is we will click on main camera, and you can see it's a 2D camera right now because it's orthographics projection mode. So what we need to do is we need to click on size and drag this up to like here, 2 point something. So this is done. Now next thing I want to do is I want to disable this minimap. You see there's a minimap in case you have a really large FSM, but we don't need it right now because we have limited space. So what I will do is I will click on this little button, and then I want to change state of name of this state 1. So I will change it to check slot 1, because like we said, this checks if slot is taken or not. And what I will do here is I will change this to wait 1, because this is for first one, waiting for first one. Then next thing I will do is I will drag this a bit here, and I will drag wait a bit here, and then I will drag this one a bit here, and then I will grab every second of those, every second in this column, and I will move it to the left side so we get a bit organized, because we have a limited space. Okay, so now what we will do is we need to duplicate these two. We need to grab them and duplicate them 8 times for all of other slots. So yeah, let's click on both, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Oh, I didn't grab the right ones. Let's do it again. So I need to drag them over here. Actually, you know what I will do? I will rename this event. Do not create object, because it makes this state a lot wider than it needs to be, and we don't have space. So I will rename it to go back. This is simple. See, it's now a lot shorter. So what I need to do is I first need to drag slot 2 into check slot 2, and I need to drag wait into this one, and I need to drag create object into this one. So now we made a big mess. Let's organize this. Yeah, this will be fine. And we can actually click on go back with the right mouse click, and we can set link direction to lock to left, so you can see it locks it here. So I think this is pretty organized. Let's do it the same on this side. Like that. So what we need to do, we need to click on check slot 2, and we need to just change this to slot 2 because we are in slot 2 now. Okay, so let's grab this two, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and let's move this out of the way. So third one goes into checking first, and then create goes into create, and finish goes back. And we also need to slot retaken. Okay, so now let's duplicate this one. Move this one out of the way. So slot 4 goes into checking first, and then create object goes into create, and wait goes back into beginning, and we need to check slot 4 taken. Okay, so I'll fast forward a bit here for other slots. Okay, I think we are done, so let's try it out. Hopefully we wired everything correctly. First slot, second slot, third slot, fourth slot, fifth, sixth, 7, 8. Oh, 8 it's not working. Okay, and the 9 is not working either. Okay, let's figure it out. 8. It makes a cross in slot 8 and sets. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, I forgot to tick this one. Slot 8 taken, and for 9 too. Yeah. Slot 9 taken. Okay, let's try again. 7, 8, 9. And now let's click the others too, and let's check if it will let us make another cross. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 crosses for 9 fields. So let's try again if we can see any more crosses being made. Yep, that's it, we can't see any crosses. In case you're wondering what this is, this is a name of the state we're in. We're now right now in waiting for mouse clicks. You can see here waiting for mouse clicks, and as soon as I click something, watch what will happen. It will go into wait 5. See, because it waits 1 second in state 5. If we want to disable this, we can go into preferences, and then you click on I think it's yeah, here, show state labels in game view. This and it won't, but let's keep it on right now because we are developing. So this part is made. So now let's rename this game manager into something else. Let's rename it to player 2 manager, because this will be for player 2. Player 2 will spawn crosses and player 1 will spawn circles. So now let's go and duplicate this one. Click on right click and duplicate, and let's rename it to player 1 manager, and let's drag it on so it's 1 and 2 it's underneath it. So for player 1 we said we want circles, so let's change all of the create states into circles. So what we need to do, go into first one, just right now it's cross, just drag in the circle and go into create slot 2 and circle, and so on. Okay, but right now if we will play, weird things will happen, because both objects will be spawned at the same time, because we didn't implement the logic that player 1 starts first and then after his move player 2 starts. So right now I think, yeah, you can see cross and circle get spawned, you can see them both here. So yeah, we need to fix this. So let's but before we can make player 1 logic, we first need to fix something, and that is variables, because right now, as you can see, we have 9 variables. They're all booleans, but the problem is they're local variables. They can only be used for this FSM, so only player 2 can use these local variables. Now let me explain you why local variables wouldn't work. Let's take for example that player 2 spawns a cross on slot 1, and this one gets turned to true, right, for player 2, and then player 1 wouldn't be able to detect that player 2 has this boolean set to true, because he would have a different set of booleans, because they would still be local variables. We could implement an advanced logic that would always monitor player 2 booleans, but that is too advanced for now. We want to stay and make it simple. So we will need to implement global variables. So both player 1 and player 2 will have access to them, and they will be able to change them, and they will be able to read them when the time comes, when they need it. So for this, let's actually delete all of those, and you can see we get a warning that that it is already used. If you want to delete it, yes, so just delete all of those. And now we need to press this button, global variables, and this is a window where we can have global variables. So let's come down here, new variable, let's type in slot 1 taken, and we need to change it from float to boolean, and you get a notification that new Playmaker globals.asset was created, and this actually stores global variables. So yeah, let's make all other bool variables, and I will skip ahead now. Okay, so this is done. We have our 9 booleans. They're all bool type, and use should be on 0 because we didn't use them anywhere. So let's close this window, and now we need to go back to our player 2 manager, and we need to fix those because we broke those connections. See, for checking, for example, bool variable, see here, we need to check if slot 1 is taken, but now you see we deleted them, so the connection got deleted. So we need to click on it, and you can see new window, a new tab here, globals, and then we can click on slot 1, and you will see it updates everything else, and you can see all the warnings that we have, 17 warnings. And as you can see here, it says global slot 1 taken, so this is a global variable. So let's do the same for here, and all of the different ones, but this is now slot 2. See, we are on slot 2 now. So I will skip forward and change all of this appropriately. Okay, hopefully you put the proper ones where they need to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that you didn't mix them up, because that will be bad. If you did, just go back and make sure they're all properly put in there, all the boolean variables. So right now we can do is we can duplicate this. We we can click on it, right click and duplicate, and we can rename it to player 1 manager. Yeah, the phone was ringing, so I had to pause it. Anyways, rename this to player 1 manager. What's it lagging now? Okay, so player 1 manager, and we will need to just change all the create states to spawn circles, right? Because we said player 2 will spawn crosses, so we need to change all the create states to spawn circles. So that can be easier other than dragging this circle prefab into here. So change it for all of those. Now let's try it out, and you should see one problem here. Let's click on slot 1. Okay, there's no problem, but still we didn't implement the logic to basically that player 1 starts first and player 2 starts second. We can see here we're just spawning circles because player 1 just shoots the code a bit faster, and then the boolean gets the global boolean variable gets set to true, so the player 2 can't set his cross. If you want to see here, let's observe this 9, because I'll place it here. See 9, it detects that it was already placed, but this is not the proper way, obviously, because we only have circles. So let's pause it and click on management, and we will make create empty child and name it game manager, and this will be our game manager. So right click, add FSM, and we will implement the logic that player 1 starts first, and once he plays his circle, then it's player 2 turn, right? And when he places his cross, then it's player 1 turn again.